But if he hasn't got the 10 with a better kicker, then he's probably got a big draw with overs. So Loughnan, yeah, I mean, I think it's a call because so much of the time you're up against a draw here, Jesse.
And also, perhaps, you know, with his stack size, he can afford to flip, is what it's turned out to be.
Yeah, I mean, he gave himself time to think. He knows that Bonner's not someone who's going to stick it in with no hand. But he counted the chips, worked out the pot odds, and it was pretty much an automatic call for Loughnan.
Patrick Bonner could be on his horse. He's done nothing wrong, but he needs to hit here.
Yeah, you kind of hope for him. It would only be fair now after what happened in the last big pot he was in, and he really does deserve to hit an ace or a diamond and stay in the game.
That's the code of the Old West, not Ireland.
What, not even the west of Ireland?
And perhaps not his night, just not his tournament, Patrick Bonner. He's lost nothing in defeat, though. And for Finbar, the rich get richer, over 30K. Well poised for it.
When you've got a big stack and you win those flips as well and you keep building, you know, you're destined for a deep, deep run in the tournament, Jesse. And Finbar with over 32,000. We're going to be seeing a lot of him, I should think.
I feel okay, enjoyed playing on it, yeah. It's a good run out. I like going to these things, you know. So, I enjoyed every minute of it, really. It was very good.
Call. Ben Blackmore on a bit of a flurry, a couple pots in a row, and Sheringham's woken up with the kings. Has he limped here? I believe he has.
Well, this is good. I was going to say, because he's limped a couple of times, so he's set this one up nicely. And well, now this is going to play itself anyway, isn't it, Jesse?
It's a complete cooler here, and you feel for Paz because money's going in, right?
Money's going in, you know, and not only has Sheringham limped and passed a few times, Paz has raised a few times without big hands or has appeared to. So neither of them think that the other one has got anything like they've got. They're both very happy with their hands at the moment. But now it's only Teddy Sheringham who's happy with the situation.
Poor Paz.
7-5.
It is Sheringham all in, but Paz dogging it and about 4K back. This is a critical pot for him as well.
It is, and you know, Sheringham, he always seems to do is he hangs around forever on a short stack. He picks up little pots here and there, and then when the time comes, he's still there when he gets this big opportunity to build his stack. And he's going to be right back in the game now if his kings stand up, Jesse.
He certainly is, and Paz, you know, he's played well here, Diamond would help. Diamond's made him live. If Sheringham doesn't hold, he's out.
A lot of outs now for Paz on the river, and that was one of them. Well, that's very, very cruel, very cruel. But, you know, to be fair, it was a hand that played itself. If, you know, if Sheringham had the queens, he'd have been shoving them in against the kings as well. And it's just very unfortunate for whoever loses his pot, but very sorry to see him go. He's played very well on the short stack, Jesse.
He has. He's played great poker tonight, but it's Paz who hit the penalty in the top of the net.
I don't think he realised that I had kings. He thought he was well in front and played the hand nicely and got it in with the best of it. So you love us over here, don't we? I love coming over. It's a good little tournament.
Perhaps there's no man who wants to win the Irish Open as much as him, and perhaps no man who'd have a bigger crowd of support should he do so. Irishman Parkinson in seat number 1 with just over 12,000. In seat number 2, he's a sole survivor so far, Stephen McGraw, 13,025 in chips. In seat number 3, simply known as the Don, World Series of Poker bracelet holder and maybe one of the godfathers of Irish poker, Donica O'D, 13,800 plus. In seat number 4, this is Rory Hogan from Limerick City, just over 16K. And Dimps Maker from the UK. 20,000, he's nearly doubled up from his starting stack from Surrey. She's either the woman in UK poker most dual result or the best kept secret, aggressive Jen Mason with nearly 30,000. And on her left, this is Welshman Brian Shepherd with a short stack of just over 5,000. And rounding out the table, Alex Pavlov without his dog from Dublin. Well, Barney, what a great table. Donico D and Padraig Parkinson both on the felt.
That's absolutely incredible.
I mean, they might be the two guys who have tried the most number of times without success to win the Irish Open. And you know it's a sore spot because they both got glittering poker resumes, but being very patriotic Irishmen, this is a title they want.
It is, and I should think that Donico's been making his living out of having position on Padraig for about the last 40 years. And but neither of them are going to be too happy to be having the tangle with each other at this stage in the tournament, Jesse.
Well, Padraig's raised this up, and Padraig is of the NE2 school, isn't he?
Absolutely. You know, he was a Scandinavian before Scandinavians were invented, Jesse.
He's led at this flop, doesn't need anything, just aggression. And for Stephen McGraw, you know, what's the value of the ace high? Well, he may know a little bit about Padraig's game from having played with him, and this is strong stuff.
This is absolutely fantastic play. He's allowed Padraig to represent, and he's not betting because he thinks his ace is in front. He's raising because he thinks that Parkinson's at it a lot of the time, and this is a great statement from McGrath.
Old Irish poker, new Irish poker. This is Irish poker. Get in there and get the chips. And for Stephen McGraw, this could be the beginning of him making a big statement about his place in the tournament and poker as a whole. So the blind's now 150-300, which is, you know, starting to get into that range where even if you're on your starting stack, you have to be careful, right?
Call of 800.
Well, this is good for Parkinson. I mean, he was recently caught out raising no hand, and now he's come straight back in again with another raise, and this time it's much stronger.
Call 800.
Yeah, and it was decision time for Donico Day. I mean, could have re-raised.
He could have done because, you know, Parkinson, you know, I think he's got Padraig's number to some extent. I think he knows that he's up against something genuine, otherwise he would have re-raised. And McGrath got in the middle with certainly the livest cards, Jesse. It's not a bad flop for the raiser there. Good enough for Parkinson to check it, in fact.
And I think this is sort of an indication of either the respect or the image that Donico D has. He calls behind you. You know, you don't like the ace high anymore, do you?
Absolutely. You know, and this is great play by Day. And he probably thought he had the best hand, actually.
Yes, 10, Sean.
You yourself.
And Padraig thinking there, geez, what kind of image do I have? Donico plays off his own image and takes that one down with the worst hand. We have already seen several in this tournament of these 120 or so sole survivor qualifiers, and to a man they seem to be playing very aggressive and very good poker. Maybe just an indication of how strong the online game is these days.
Pass. 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 Pass.
Oh, well, this is interesting. Hogan just limp with the deuces and make her in there with a raise to the sevens, and I think with a suited ace-10 this time, I mean, he feels he's up against something stronger. He's out of position this time, doesn't like his ace-10 as much as he did last time, and this one gets through. I like the way Donico, you know, looks at the different situations and evaluates the same hand very differently, Jesse.
Yeah, well, he is such a wise no-limit hold'em player, and perhaps an indication that Tim Smaker is on the tighter side, or at least that's how he's perceived at this table.